Hello everyone, so I've been excited for this ever since it was announced. Werewolf by Night is finally streaming on Disney Plus. So this is a Marvel special presentation, really a Halloween special that is finally showing off a lot of the horror side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And yes, we get this through Werewolf by Night. So this film is only about 50 minutes long if you're excluding the beginning and exiting credits. It is directed and scored by Michael Giannoccio. I really hope I pronounced that right. And it stars Gail Garcia Bernal and Laura Donnelly. Those are the only two names that I really recognize, but it has a very, very small cast. But yes, without further ado, let me get into my review for Werewolf by Night. So I really enjoyed these comics when I was growing up. I read them and seeing the team ups with Moon Knight and whatnot. I was very, very excited just reading those. And when they announced this film, very, very excited that they're going to go for that classic horror style, because this looks like it was almost filmed on film. The graininess that they're able to add on to I mean, I'm assuming they shot this with more modern day cameras, but added those grainy effects to make it feel like an old, like, universal monster film from the 1930s 1940s, because it really, really nailed upon that feel in terms of its look, its characters, its time setting. All that stuff I found was just very, very well done. And it had amazing cinematography too, that's just bolstered by a very, very fantastic, and again, like 1930s monster movie score that, again, I've just found really elevated this film in every single way. The cinematography is great, fight scenes are great, but yes, this film follows, again, a very, very small knit cast. A famous monster hunter has died, and he is passing down something known as the Bloodstone. And in order to do this, he picks the most worthy out of them, which is the person who's able to slay a very dangerous creature. So there is a ton of monster hunters that are all kind of brought into this circle to prove their worthiness and inherit the Bloodstone. And just events transpire from there. I don't want to say too much in this terms of spoiler sake, but yes, we have our man Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night, who is hiding amongst these hunters, and he has a different goal where all these monster hunters are trying to, of course, kill the monster, retrieve the Bloodstone. He is there for a very different purpose. That, again, too, just goes to show his different type of heroism in a lot of ways. And I found that Gail Bernal was able to pull off the character of Jack Russell absolutely perfectly. There's a lot of depth that comes into his character that I just found was perfectly acted and perfectly portrayed by everything that was in this movie. And yeah, I did really enjoy all the characters in this. They brought their own unique charm or mystery within them. A lot of them, of course, you don't really get to know a whole lot about because of the runtime of this movie. And really, the only thing that I have to knock this movie about is that I wish it would have been a full length picture. So something like 90 minutes to 2 hours. I feel like it could have really shined and we got to know these characters a lot more. There's a lot more that they could have done, but given the compressed 50-minute runtime, I found that this was just absolutely perfect for everything that it needed to be. Again, too, the mystery of these characters were really, really great. You didn't really need to know too much more about the characters to get what they were all about. And yeah, I just found that, again, too, like it would have benefited from being longer, but what they're able to do in the 15 minutes is a lot better than I think most people ever would have been able to do with the source material, with the time given. Just very, very fantastically done, well shot. When it comes down to the action and everything like that, this movie is very, very gory compared to what we've seen in previous MCU films. And I feel like a lot of it they're able to get away with because of the black and white filter that this movie is shot in, is able to hide some of that blood and gore. Because yes, some of the kills are brutal as fuck when you break it down. Yeah, people get ripped apart. Lots of, well, it's just very, very morbidness that is throughout this movie, where people will get their arms chopped off and they'll have like a secret a compartment or some type of weapon that's on their arm, and people would be grabbing the arms and using that weapon on their severed arm to advance through, again, to just their trials throughout this night of monster hunting. And yeah, like I said, some of the kills are very, very brutal. It was revealed in the trailer that Man Thing was going to be making his first MCU debut in this film as well, and I love what they did with the character. What they call him, I thought was really, really kind of funny and brilliant, and just something that made me laugh quite a bit. And yeah, they did an amazing job handling his character. Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell, again, just such a fantastic job that they were able to do handling that character. Again, too, a lot of the side characters you don't get to know about, but I just found everyone nailed and elevated their roles to the most that they really needed to be within this entire film. I love the old school structure. This feels and looks and paces itself very differently from any other Marvel project you've known, and I feel like this is something that was really needed for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's so many different types of characters that just aren't going to work in the traditional MCU style. So I'm glad that they're able to go horror and do something really, really different with this because it fit perfectly for Werewolf by Night. And I hope that they can do that down the line for future projects like future seasons of Moon Knight, Blade, a lot of characters like that need a bit of a style change. And I'm not saying that they need the 1930s monster movie style, but if Marvel's able to keep doing this and bring something new to every single movie in terms of its style, its feel, its score, things like that, like they did in this movie, it's really going to benefit the whole universe. So, really, with everything taken together, again, the only thing I can knock this movie on is that I wish it was longer. Hopefully, we get to see more of these characters and their own stories later down the line. But I'm going to have to give Werewolf by Night a 9 out of 10. I recommend it to anyone who's a fan, well, just of movies, but I recommend it to anyone. If you like Marvel, this is something very, very different that I think is super cool. Great characters. If you like monster movies, and of course, like I said, the old school 1930s, 1940s Universal monster movies, this is going to be straight up your alley because it's a perfect homage to those films. But yes, if you see Werewolf by Night, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. If you like this review, definitely give it a thumbs up, and you can check out everything I do on this channel. Links and playlists up top here for convenience sake. Thank you for subscribing and turn that little ring on so you know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out if you want to check out the description of this video on my channel bio, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community. I'll make it even more amazing than this already. And yeah, just awesome, guys.
Sky blue eyes, I see a world behind them. No more time sinking into the silence.